practice today? Who was it?
Jabari was not. That's it. Fred and Jabari.
So Albie's doing better this time?
Hey, it's getting some progress. We'll test it out tomorrow, see how he feels.
Steven feeling 100% ready to roll. Yeah,
he's back to normal. The days off, like I said, it's just a thing about the back-to-backs, increasing minutes. So we'll monitor these next two, but he's good to go for tomorrow.
When these two teams come in here, they don't tend to play super big lineups. Kind of uniquely, Phoenix is uniquely sized in what they do. So I assume maybe this is not a stretch where you would go double bigs.
Phoenix has done some. Richards or formerly has played with Bol at times. Bol's been in the lineup some, so they mix it up a little bit, but they do smaller KD at the 5 as well. So something we'll look at. And like I said, it's a lot to do with the personnel and teams we're playing against, and if we can, we feel comfortable with it.
You said the other night you guys don't rely on one guy to do it, one guy to score. Do you mean that positively or negatively, I guess?
No, in a positive way, that we aren't just put it in one guy's hands and he gets it done. And if they are having an off night, they're struggling. So the beauty of the team is, I would say, Jalen lead scorer, and I'll be right behind him. It's not a crazy high number, 30 points a game or anything like that. That's not a negative thing at all. It shows the balance and depth of our team, where, especially early in the year, I think we had 6 guys averaging 11 plus. And so any given night, it can be anybody's night. And when we are rolling all together, it makes us more difficult to defend.
You stressed defensive communication earlier in the season, and I've heard Royale talk about it a couple times in practice. Where do you think that is for the team right now?
Up and down, I think. Certain guys are always on point with it. Others need to kind of get up to speed with it. But as I say, it's always hard for you to direct traffic around you when you're struggling to recognize what's going on yourself. And so the more comfortable guys are and more accustomed to certain coverage and schemes and stuff we're talking about, they can communicate it to their teammates earlier, and we can all be on the same string there. And so that ups and downs, I think, or lack of practice time at times does hurt our communication, and we have some slippage there, but any chance we get film sessions a little bit longer at this time of year and less on court, but back to where we were earlier in the year.
Are those the same things that are affecting the three-point defense? Because you guys were one of the best teams in the league at that earlier in the season, and that's kind of dropped off as well.
Well, it depends at times. It's we've had Alpie out ball a lot at times to take away some of those actions, and when we cannot, sometimes we struggle with it. But yes, in general, I'd say it's the communication and teams slipping out or giving us some lack of communication or off-ball actions haven't been as good as they were earlier in the year. Like I said, training camp takes care of a lot of that. Practice time takes care of a lot of that, but in general, we got to get better at that, because that's one thing we really typically did well last year, and this year was take away 3 points.
When you're challenging them on these kind of topics, defensively, whatever it is, how do they receive that, and how does that kind of guide how you coach them down the stretch here?
Well, I'd say the tape doesn't lie, and so you see it, the mistakes and I talk about it doesn't matter about our age or youth or lack of time together. I think a year and a half with the system, with the scheme, with the terminology and all those things is enough for us to be where we need to be. I mean, we're still number 4 in defense. We've had some slippage in this last month, but we want to be better than that. A lot of too many high teen 120-point games, big quarters here and there. So still doing well overall, but obviously know the standard that we set early and where we want to get back to. So plenty of time for us to be around each other to hammer those details out.
And they're receptive when it's time to be very honest and brutally honest. Yeah, it seems like they're.
For sure. I mean, I've always said I'm much more direct than what I say in public is said 10 times over in private.
If Jabari's cleared for contact during the break, how long do you think he would need before he'd be able to get back into games?
I think once he's cleared for contact and the hand is safe and his bone is healed up, it's a matter of getting conditioning in. And I think there's a good chance to obviously get that in the week off. So I would assume once he's cleared for contact, he'll be ready to go pretty quickly.
Have you decided what you want to do starting lineup-wise when he is able to get back?
No, not yet.
What do you want to see these last couple of days heading into the All-Star break? What's important for you guys?
Yeah, it's kind of getting back to ourselves, and I understand the injuries and things of that nature that have added to some of the ups and downs. But everybody's on back-to-back. They play tonight against Memphis, go Phoenix, and then Golden State's playing Dallas tonight before we're playing a back-to-back. So everybody's a little bit tired right now, and finish on a good note. Back to our physical nature that we usually started with, and then offensively, playing with the pace, offensive rebounding, all the things that we did really well for the first few months that got us into the standings where we are. We're going to finish on that note as well. So it starts with physicality, effort, communication, all the things we're discussing, and having a more crisp all-around game.
You said Fred hadn't did any on-court work as of yet. Has there been any setbacks with his rehab, or is he still on schedule?
No, when I mean on-court, I'm meaning going through drills and shooting and all that. He's doing movement and all those things, but no, the rehab is fine. It's when you have a lower leg injury, a lot of times you have to do some pull work, you have to do some bike work and things of that nature to keep up conditioning and limit the court work for pounding. So he's on track as far as that, and I think the plan is to have him back after All-Star break.